Hello everyone, and welcome to another video, and welcome to Mark Sith John, episode 3. This is a really nasty, experienced bully of a scammer, and in this episode he's going to continue trying to get Denise to help him bully another potential victim. At the end of the last episode, our man was trying to give Denise the address of his potential victim in Rugby. All he'd been given was the address of 2 banks in Rugby. Denise had just said to him, "That's another bank." "This is it," he said. "The money was in dollars money, but she said should be in euro money, and she sent another bank account details. But the home address is this." And so he called her again. "Hello."
Hello, can you hear me?
"Yeah, I can hear you."
Yeah. That money you see there, wanting to send to her by dollars money, but she said she can't receive dollars money, that we should send it through euro money. So the UN had to change it to euros money. But that home address you see there is still the same home address she got. Then she later sent the new account details to UN. So you can see the dollars money and the home address and the banking details there. Yeah. Then the last I sent to you now is the home address. Can you understand?
"No, darling, you sent me 2 bank addresses. You sent me the
Yes,
address of the
yes.
HS."
The bank address that I sent to you through the euros money is the real bank address. Then this one now is the real home address, because the money wanted to send to her to dollars before, but she said no, she can't receive dollars money. It should be euro money. So the UN now processed that for her. So, but this home address you see now is the real home address. Okay.
"No, darling, that's the address of the HSBC bank. That's not her home address."
I know the banking address through the euro money is real. That's the main banking address. But this home address I sent to you now is a real home address. She was the one who sent this to me. She sent bank address twice. You understand? The one she sent through the euro money, that's the one she can use to receive the euro money. Okay?
"No, darling, you haven't sent me her home address. You've sent me the
I'm
address of
sorry, I'm
2
stressing
banks."
you. I'm sorry about this. I'm trying to explain for you to understand. These things are all real. They are real things, okay? I just tell you now, they are real things. This home address I sent to you last is the real home address. Then the banking address I sent to you through the euro money is the real banking address, okay?
"No, darling, neither of those are her home address. They're both
Okay,
banks."
okay. Let me. You said.
"They're both banks. One was Barclays Bank and one was
Don't you know that?
HSBC.
Don't you know that bank in UK?
Yeah, one was
Don't you
Barclays.
know that bank in UK?
One was Barclays Bank and one was the HSBC Bank. That's not where she
Yeah.
lives, darling."
I'm telling you right now, that bank address is real bank address through the euros money. Then the home address I sent to you through the dollars money, she said she can't receive the bank the dollars money through that address. So she sent a new bank address which the UN placed on the briefcase. There you see is the real bank address. Okay.
"Yes, I know they're both bank addresses, darling. Neither of them are her.
I'm
Neither
coming.
of
I'm going
them."
to send the Ray one. I'm going to send you now that euro money is the Ray bank address. I just want you to understand. You are very intelligent there. I want you to understand. Okay.
"Okay, darling."
I love you. I love you, my darling. I love you. I want you to stand up fast for me. I want this whole money. I want these things to be sorted. Okay.
"Okay, darling." He resent the details of the Barclays bank account. "This is the real bank account details," he said, after the call had ended. "Yes," said Denise, "but you said you'd sent me her home address. Neither of those are her home address. I don't understand why I need her bank details." "This is her home address," he said. "I'm just showing you. I'm sorry for stressing you there. I'm having lots of money there as my percentage from her. I don't want UN to keep that money you see there. I suffered for that money, honey. Are you here?" "Why does she live in a bank?" asked Denise. 15 Church Street is the address of HSBC Bank. She doesn't live in a bank, he said. She lives in the same street where the bank is. Same street, honey. Very close to her home. That's what she said. OK, said Denise. I don't understand why you gave me her bank account details. What do you want me to do? He sent a photo of someone being arrested. I'll tell you about that in a minute. And then 2 photos of the potential victim and her husband. I think this scammer uses one potential victim's photos to try and intimidate another, along with screenshots of conversations. And this underlines what I've often said before. Please don't send your photographs to people that you've met online. They use them to try to scam, or in this case, intimidate other potential victims. I'm honest here, he said. Please, you can help this conditions of mine. I'll pay you in double. And if anyone tells you that they'll pay you double, then you know that you're talking to a scammer. I'll sell one of my house and buy a new house closer to you, your side. You still haven't told me what you want me to do, said Denise, and why you've given me her bank details. Sorry to do that, he said. I'm just proving my honest heart here. Before we go any further, let's look at that photo of the man that he claimed was called Mark. The man that he claimed, I think, lived in America, and I think he claimed he was arrested in Italy. Well, this is who it is. Mehmet Baransu, who's a Turkish journalist who was arrested. If you want to look him up, you'll find lots about him online. And while I'm pointing out random things, I'll just point out that we're at lunchtime on day 2 of the scam. Our scammer had just said to Denise, I'm just proving my honest heart here. This is getting really tedious, said Denise. Why have you given me her bank details, and what do you want me to do? I want possibilities of making calls, he said. I've to call my son-in-law to help me with some cash, to help her pay for transfer charges. I've worked my ass off for the woman. OK, said Denise. If you won't tell me what you want me to do, there's no point in me going to Rugby, is there? Can you receive this amount of money? He said. What money? Asked Denise. Her money, he said. You've got her bank details, said Denise. Send it to her. She's broke, he said. She didn't have money to pay for transfer charges. I don't want someone else's money, said Denise. You don't pay for a transfer into your bank account. I'm trying to help her here, he said. OK, said Denise. You still haven't told me why you want me to go to Rugby. Do you even know why you want me to go to Rugby? So that I can get my percentage, he said. It's supposed to be dollars money, but she's saying should be euro money. That's why bank charges her. You listen, please. So you want me to go to Rugby to ask her to give you your percentage? Yes, he said. I'll arrest her if that's what she wanted, or I'll try to get her money and won't give it all to her. OK, said Denise. When do you want me to go? Can't you get me the iTunes card, please? I've to make some land calls, please. I'm not going out again till Monday, said Denise. I already went into town this morning. I just borrowed data now. Sorry, he said. You're in the TV studio at work, said Denise. I'm sure they'll let you use their phone. This is not about using people's phone. It's about communications. It's OK, no worries. When do you want me to go to Rugby? She asked. Next week, if possible to you, please. OK, said Denise. I can probably go on Monday. I'm wanting a life partner to help our conditions. I swear with my life. On Monday. I love you, babe. Thanks so much. I just looked at the train fares, said Denise. It's £64.50 for a return. Do I need to stay in Rugby, or can I come home on Monday? Let me check if she's online now, he said. I'll talk with her and send you screenshots. I'll also need a taxi to get me from Waterloo Station in London to Euston Station, said Denise. OK, if possible, you can stay in hotel till the next day morning and return home. OK? I don't want you to stress too much. Thanks again for understanding. Can I ask you something? Of course you can, said Denise. Do you love me? I think I might, said Denise, but I do need to meet you. Of course. Yes, he said. We'll surely meet. I've already opened my heart for you to come inside. Will you come inside? Oh, you're in already? Like I said, replied Denise, we need to meet. I can't make a commitment until I've met you in person. I got nothing to hide from you any more, he said. It's okay. If you said, I understand better. Did you manage to talk to the lady? Asked Denise. Because you're pretty enough for me to marry there, he said. But you must have a good attitude. Please, I want trust issues here. Why do you want trust issues? Asked Denise. No, I'm still talking to you, my love. Let me do it now, because I've told you my trust issues on here. And he sent a screenshot of part of a conversation he'd been having with the potential victim. And at this point, alarm bells started to ring in my head. I started to realise that he was also talking to another potential victim and trying to intimidate her. By now, I knew this other potential victim's name. Using Denise's Facebook account, I looked her up. It wasn't hard to find her, because the scammer had sent me photographs, so I knew as soon as I saw her profile that it was the right one. I tried sending her a friend request, in the hope that she might answer me. At this point, I thought she was being possibly used as a money mule, and I wanted to try to warn her. Under the screenshot of the conversation, he wrote, We've spoken this morning. She's going out with her friend. I just wrote her again. I'm so real with you here, my love. Yes, my love, I'm so real. Are you having a good time there? Have you had your lunch yet? Yes, said Denise. I'm just going to change my bed and put some washing on. Oh, nice. Good work there, he said. I would have loved to be with you there at this special moment. Thank God for bringing you into my life. They say love can't be seen, it can only be felt. But they're wrong. I have seen it many times. I've seen true love for me in your eyes, and it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And he sent her a copy of the photograph that she uses on Facebook. I can't stop looking at your beautiful face here. You makes me feel better today. I'm happy here. Thanks so much, honey. You're the darling. Kisses. Hugs. We'll talk later today if you want. Bye now, love. Got busy moments now. Love ya. After that, he sent a photograph of the staff in the CNN Turkey studio, adding, Honey, just took this picture. This is me and my workers here, just for you alone. I'm beginning to put more trust on you now. Stay safe, though. We'll talk sooner, my love. He then started sending screenshots of the conversations he was having with the other potential victim, where he was trying to bully her. You don't want possibilities of getting your money, he'd said to her. You've tried a lot. This is the end of all. Is it because you're communicating with Mark there? Forgotten about your money thing? We have to be faster. If not, UN, I'll come looking for you and won't be good. Followed by, I want my percentage and my salary. You keep secrets from your families. How can you get a helping hand? You left me to sort all these things alone. I'm not the owner of money. You're only giving me a percentage, that's all. I've spent my money, in the case of yours. Don't forget that. You knows everything. Money you've spent, not up to what I've spent. We've battles to make sure Mark has paid your money. Why don't you understand? At this point, I really started to panic a bit, to be honest. I could see that he was trying very hard to bully and intimidate this other lady. I messaged a couple of fellow scam baiters that I'm in contact with, and we discussed what, if anything, I could do. While we were discussing what, if anything, I could do, the conversation continued. She's online now, he added under the last screenshot. OK, said Denise. If you give me her email address, I could email her and let her know I'm coming to Rugby. I want you to meet with her unexpectedly, he said. Oh, OK, said Denise. I'll need more details, though. So far, all you've given me is the address of 2 banks. I can't walk into them and ask for her. Yes, he said. Try to understand what I'm doing here. I'm really tired of this woman. She's making me sick here. I am trying to understand, said Denise, but without her contact details, I can't find her, can I? I was hoping that Denise might be able to bully him into giving her the lady's email address so that I could email her and warn her. I'd also decided it was time to start turning the tables on this nasty, evil bully. It was also obvious to me by then that although this scammer was very experienced, He wasn't actually the sharpest tool in the shed. He genuinely couldn't understand the difference between the address of a bank office and somebody's private home address. "The first banking details I sent is the real one," he said, "and the second is her real home address. The bank and her house is in same street." Denise resorted to Google and sent him a screenshot. "The second one is the address of the HSBC Bank in Rugby." "It's possible to can locate he home," he said, whatever that was supposed to mean. "I can't walk into the bank and ask for her, can I?" said Denise, "so I need to know her home address." "That's it. OK," he said. "So you seriously want me to walk into the offices of her bank and ask for her? Are you really as stupid as you're sounding?" "Let me tell her again, if she'll resend it," he said. "You're an investigator," said Denise. "Surely you know the difference between someone's home and the offices of a major bank." "I'm sorry," he said. "I'm not stupid." "Just tell her to contact me," said Denise. "And you definitely are being stupid if you expect me to walk into the offices of a bank and find her." He sent her yet another screenshot of the conversation he'd had with her, adding underneath, "Please calm down." "So," said Denise, "just give me her email address and I'll contact her for you. Or I can add her here on Hangouts, but I can't find her if I don't know where she lives, can I?" He sent another screenshot from a conversation with the lady. "I don't need repeated screenshots of the same conversation, do I?" said Denise. "Just give me her email address so I can ask her myself. Even you ought to be able to tell that she isn't going to give it to you." "No," he said. "Let me send her email now." "It's up to you," said Denise. "If you want to continue being a dickhead, that's fine by me. Just let me know if you change your mind and see sense. I have better things to do." And so finally he sent what he claimed was the lady's email address. That gave me a dilemma. I didn't know whether that was her genuine email address or whether it was one that the scammer had set up as a trap. I could have emailed that, and the scammer could have received my warning. So at this point, I decided against emailing. But we decided that if possible, I did need to warn the lady that I knew what was happening to her and that I had her personal details. Because by then I knew her name and I'd messaged her unsuccessfully on Facebook, I was able to look her up. I had her full name from her bank account details. So I was able to look her up online, and with 2 or 3 more steps, which I won't tell you about, I was able to find her home phone number. Using Annie's phone with the pay-as-you-go SIM card in it, not my own personal phone, I called that number, and for better or worse, who knows, warned her husband that I believed that his wife was potentially falling victim to a really nasty bullying scammer. I also told him that the scammer had sent me 2 lots of bank account details that belonged to them. And during the conversation, he confirmed that the email address that I'd been given was, in fact, his wife's genuine email address. I emailed a link to this channel, and even as I'm making this video, I'm still wondering, did I do the right thing? "Please be careful with her," he said. "I want to take her unaware." Now that tells me that this scammer is quite happy to recruit other people in the UK and probably other countries to go and harass or intimidate other potential victims. I don't doubt that he would promise to pay these people, and I would also imagine that students or other younger people who don't understand what's going on might fall for this and do as instructed, and then find themselves being arrested by the police and very possibly charged with money laundering. "Can I ask you something?" he continued. "Are you hot-tempered woman there?" "I'm cross with you for being such an idiot," said Denise, "and trying to tell me to go to a bank to find a private house, and you're supposed to be an investigative journalist." "What are you talking about?" he asked. "Talking about what?" said Denise. "Gosh! Goodness! Do you think I'm stupid like you're thinking there?" "I don't know what you're talking about," said Denise. "That's her email address," he said. "You kept telling me to go to the bank to find her, telling me it was her home address." "I didn't say that," he said. "Stop confusing us here. You listen, please. Can I ring you?" "You did," said Denise, sending him a screenshot of the bit where he'd said that was her home address, "several times. Yes, I think you should ring." "Don't you see Church Street there?" he asked. "Yes, I can see Church Street. What do you want me to do? Go into every single business on Church Street and ask if it's her house?" "I sent you numbers of her street." "Grow up," said Denise. "You sent me the number of HSBC Bank." "Gosh," he said. "Do you understand the difference between the offices of a bank and a private house? 15 Church Street is the address of HSBC Bank. It isn't a private house," said Denise. "Calm down," he said. "I thought you were going to call me again," said Denise. "Just calm down." "So you aren't going to call me?" "I've told her to send the home address again. Should be only bank account details she sent. Try to understand. You didn't reply yes or no." "Try to understand what?" said Denise. "That you don't know the difference between offices and a private house?" "I'll check very well here," he said. "She'd sent it to me before. I'm sorry." Denise hopped on Street View and sent him a photograph of 15 Church Street. "OK," said Denise. "For the avoidance of doubt, this is the Google Street View of HSBC Bank in Church Street. It very definitely isn't a private house." "I'm searching for the home address she sent," he said. "OK," said Denise. "I'm going to make dinner." "Our conversation is too far away," he said. "Can't search too long. I'll persuade her to resend." "I think she doesn't want to talk to you," said Denise. He then sent Denise half a dozen screenshots of previous conversations he'd had with the other victim, including personal photographs of her family, and at this point I started to realise that Denise somehow had to stop talking to him about going to see this lady, because he was trying to communicate with her and trying to intimidate her at the same time that he was talking to Denise. "These were past conversations," he said. "I just wanted my money from her, or try another way round, to afford bank manager's charges. That email I sent to you is her real email." "I'm not sure about emailing her, though," said Denise. "It doesn't seem fair to harass her." He then sent her a montage of about 12 photos. "Why did you send me those?" asked Denise. "It's OK," he said. "Don't bother about my worries. It's a sticker. Made it for you. Don't you like it? I sent these of our conversations to you because I'm trying to explain better to your understanding." "Hi, how you doing tonight?" he said a bit later. "I'm doing some knitting and watching the television," said Denise. "I'll probably go and have my shower soon." And then, proving that although he's an intimidating, nasty bully, he's also pure scammer at heart, he asked, "You had dinner already? I'm really sorry for stressing you with my worries. Please forgive me. It's just one of these things happening to me. Just want you to be aware of it, because I'll come to UK, and I'm just informing you about it now, just in case. Don't say I didn't tell you about it. Sorry for stressing you, my love." "That's OK," said Denise. "Just let me know if you still want me to go to Rugby on Monday." "Do you have your ticket yet?" he asked. "No," said Denise. "I can buy it at the station on Monday." "Why don't she send me her home address first?" he asked. "I want her to resend it." "OK," said Denise. "Just let me know." "She were thinking you were scammer," he said, sending a screenshot of a conversation he'd had with this other lady, where he was telling her that someone that he'd met on Facebook was going to come and meet her in Rugby. "There's nothing I can do about that," said Denise. "I trust you, my love. I told her you real woman. She's just scared." "You showered yet?" he asked. "Yes," said Denise. "I'm just having a cup of tea. Then I'll go to bed and read." And with that, Denise went to bed for the night. And that was the end of day 2 of the scam and the end of this video. In the next video, Denise is going to turn the tables on this evil scammer, and you'll hear him put in a Shakespearean-worthy performance of how upset he claims he is. I hope you found this look at one of life's more evil scammers helpful. If you did, you know what to do. Please like it. Please share it. Please comment down below. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again in episode 4.